Hi, welcome, and I hope you're doing well. This video here I'll be doing a screen replacement on an iPad Pro. The model here is A1709. This is the 10.5 inch iPad Pro. Alright, so let's go ahead and turn it off. As you can see, I have a cracked screen, and the screen and the LCD are together. So the Retina display LCD and the glass are all one piece together. So in this video here, when I do a screen replacement on a digitizer, I'm changing the LCD as well. So both LCD and the digitizer, they all come together, and I'll be replacing both at the same time. Alright, so the first thing, I'm heating up the iPad. So pretty much I'm warming up the adhesive tape. So the iPad uses a double-sided tape, and they glue onto the base on the iPad. So using a heat gun, if you do not have that, you can borrow your mom's or your sister's hair dryer and warm up the iPad screen. Now if you can see that I actually am wearing a safety eye protective goggle. So the broken glass is something that you should be very aware of. There are chances that the glass might end up inside your eye. So always safety first. Make sure you have the eye protective gear. Put it on before you do this repair. So I have it on myself right now, and I'm heating up the iPad while I'm explaining the steps. What else do you need? So you need a prying tool. So this is the prying tool. As I go along in the video, I will tell you what I'm using and what you need to have for this repair. Alright, so you can see that I'm moving around the heat gun. I'm not staying in one side because the heat gun can get really hot, and I try not to burn the battery or the motherboard inside any internal part. So I'm moving it around. Make sure I'm not staying in one side so it doesn't burn out the internal parts. Alright, and you feel like the iPad is warm enough, so let's go ahead and come here and try to see if we can get underneath the screen. So I usually start where the corner is and the weakest point, and that is also where the crack is. So it's a lot easier for me to dig out the cracked screen. So as you can see, there's like the sensor is exposing already. So I'm not digging very deep, just enough to cut the adhesive. So this black adhesive is a double-sided tape, and that's how they glue the iPad on together. And if you feel like the thing is getting stuck, you can always come back and warm it up. Okay, so do not force the glass, because you do not want all this broken glass scattered anywhere, and try to keep everything as a whole. So it looks like the screen is getting not warm, and I'm coming back here to warm it up again. So as you can see, I'm warming the screen at the same time my left hand is lifting up the screen. So this iPad Pro has a Touch ID home button. So we are trying to save the home button and transfer it to the new screen. Alright, at this point here, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to hold on to the iPad screen, and I'll expose it to you that you can see there are two screws here that's holding onto the bracket. So let's go ahead and get the two screws out and the bracket. Alright, so the two screws are just a regular Phillips screws. So as you can see, I'm very gently lifting up the screen. At the same time, I am getting into the two screws. So now once I have the two screws removed, the bracket should just come right out without any problem. I'm getting a plastic prying tool, go underneath and try to pry open this cable. And there are 4 cables total. Alright, so once you remove the 4 cables, so these are the 2 at the bottom first and the 2 on the top. Okay, so at this point pretty much everything is removed. So but what we need to do is to transfer the home button. Okay, so this is the original home button. We need to transfer it to the new screen. But before I do that, I like to have a clean surface. So what I'm going to do is right now is just to clean the iPad, make sure that there's no other broken glasses that is on the base, because we're going to tape it down later, and we need to make sure we clean all these broken pieces. Alright. So you can see that everything is coming out. So I'm coming back here, trying to clean the base. At this point you can see like a lot of dirt is coming out, right? The brown dirt and the glue. So it's good to just clean everything at this time since the iPad is open. You want to have a clean base when you put a new double-sided tape on it, and that's how you get a good good contact with the base, so it will stick and stay good. Alright, I think the cleaning is pretty good. And right now I just want to clean the table, make sure I have a good environment when I'm working. Alright, so at this point what I'm going to do is I'll show you the new screen. So this is the new screen. Okay, it comes with the LCD and the glass. And the next thing I need to do is to make sure that I have the home button transfer over so that I can keep the Touch ID in the original button. Okay, so what I need to do right now is I need to remove this tape. So there's this black tape. Okay, so once you remove this black tape, the next thing I need to do is open up the clipper. So there's a little tiny clipper here. Okay, flip it up. When the clipper is open, go ahead and slide this cable. So this cable has a double-sided tape here, and you just want to make sure that it's not connected, and you slide it out. Okay, that's how you slide it. And the next step I'll be doing, if you take a closer look, the Apple, they actually use like some kind of adhesive glue. You can see this little white dry is actually glue. I'm not sure if you can see it on the video, but yeah, I'll try to make an angle so you can see it close up. Alright, so this one here, they use like some kind of glue on it. So we'll be putting our own glue as well. So I'll be using epoxy glue, and that way I can hold a bracket in a like in a firm position so that the home button doesn't slide away. Okay, so let me go ahead and kind of open it up. I'm having some difficulty here because the crack is right at the home button. So let me put it down and take my time. I do not want to break the cable. So what you're trying to do is you want to achieve the entire home button to be removed. Everything in one piece like this. Okay, so I need to come and clean up the broken glass here. So let me move this cracked screen. We do not need the cracked screen anymore, so we are done with this. Okay, so that looks pretty clean to me, and this home button is ready to be transferred. Alright, so this is the new screen. Okay, and before I transfer, you got to make sure that the clipper is open. So let's flip open the clipper. Now the clipper is open. The next step I need to do is to slide this cable in. So slide it all the way in. And how do you know it's all the way in is until you cannot see the golden plate. So I kind of push it all the way in the same time, and I'm going to close it. So okay, in and in. And then I push the clipper to close it, and then I use that whatever leftover tape to tape the cable back down. Now the home button should sit on its own in the right position. Now what you want to do is you want to flip it around and feel the home button, see if it's in, if any deep on it. So right now it feels good to me and it clicks, and hopefully you can hear the click. Right, so it's clicking. So this is the right position here. Now what I need to do is to put some kind of adhesive glue. So this is the super glue. It's an ultra gel, so it's not a liquid, it's a gel. And what I'm trying to use is a very tiny amount, so I probably put right about this much amount. Should be enough to hold the home button. Okay, so I'm going to put too small amount on the bracket. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift it up a little bit. Okay, and I kind of know it's right around here, so put a little bit on the side, and then I'll let it sit on its own. Okay, make sure the bracket is in the right position, and I'm going to press it and hold it. So the gel, and I press the home button and it feels clicking. So I'm going to press and hold the home button bracket for maybe, a good 15-20 seconds, and let the glue dry it up and holds the bracket. Alright, I feels like it is getting dry, and it feels not shaky, it's not wobbly, so I think the gel is drying up right now, and the home button is clicking just fine. Alright, so let me go ahead and put this tape back on. So there's a little tape here that comes from the home button, so let's put it back on here. Now let's move the new screen on the side. We're gonna come back here to finish this up. So what I'll be doing is I need to apply double-sided tape. So here is my red adhesive double-sided tape, and I find this tape very sticky and it holds most of the iPad very well. So I recommend you to use this tape. Where do I get it from? I get it from Amazon. What I'll do is I'll have the link in the description below. You can go ahead and click on the link. It will direct you to Amazon or maybe eBay. This way you can buy the tools and the tape, the prying tool, and also the screen replacement for this repair. Alright, so the repair is not that difficult, but it is not easy. Okay, I wouldn't say something that everyone is capable to do. If you feel this video is a lot for you, it is better off to bring it to your local iPad repair shop and have them fix it for you. Now if you want me to do the repair for you, I'm more than happy to help you with that. You just have to mail your iPad to me, or go to our website, find where we are located. We are here in Hawaii, in America. So we have a location here, and you can just mail your iPad to us. We get it repaired, get it done, and we'll mail it back to you. Okay. We do fix all sorts of iPads. So iPad mini 1, mini 2, 3, 4, regular iPad, the 5th generation, the 6th generation, you name it. We'll fix all the iPad here. Okay, so I'm putting the tape. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just pushing all the way to the very end of the base, and that way you get a good contact with the new screen when it sits on top. So there's not much room for the tape to play with, so you got to be very precise when you put this tape on. Alright, so this is the final tape. Let me go ahead and tape it down here. I'm putting another layer, so 2 layers at the bottom. I'm just trying to make it more secure. Alright, so that is all done. So what I'm going to do is I am going to remove that plastic. So this is, like I said, a double-sided tape. So you actually need to remove this. Alright, now before I remove the final piece here, let me go ahead and tape this one. Let me go ahead and remove this too, since we're just going to tape it in. Okay, so let's put the 2 here at the bottom first. So they're kind of like a Lego, and once you have them in the right position, when you press it down, it would click it. So it kind of be very limited space to work with. Okay, so I just want you to be very careful. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to angle at the right position here. So when I press it, I can feel like it's a Lego. It snapped right onto it. Okay. It's hard to explain it and show it to you because the angle is very limited. But once you have it pressed down, this is how it should look like. Okay, hopefully you can see it. Now, as I'm still holding on one angle, what I'm trying to do now is to put the bracket back on. So let me align with the bracket and have the 2 screws ready. Okay, so the 2 screws is in place. Let me show it to you. And this is how it should look like. Okay, the bracket It's right there. It's hard to show it to you, but at a certain angle I think you can see it. Now before I put the tape on, what I'm doing is I'm powering on the iPad. So this is the important part. I want to make sure I test everything it works before I actually press it down and glue it together. So let me have the okay, so I'm gonna make sure the home button works. So let me go ahead and press. Okay, let me press it. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Delete, delete, delete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As you can see, all my button works. Okay, I turn it off and I press the home button and it powers on. So at this point here, I think this is a success on the repair. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to align the screen in the right position. Once I have the screen in the right position, I turn it around and make sure this is the same as well. And I'm going to remove this plastic here. And then I'm going to push it down, press it, and there you go. So this iPad here is repaired. And if you have any question, please comment below. And yeah, I hope that this video helps, this step-by-step video. Hopefully it helps you, give you a confidence on how to do your own screen repair. But like I said, the repair process is not easy. And you know, if you need help, if you have any question, just comment below. If you find this video is helpful, please click the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'd like to make more of this video in the near future. So I wish you luck in your repair, and until next time, please take care.